Hello, everyone. I am no longer ill and I no longer have food poisoning, so I can cook again. Today, I'm making lasagna, and this turned out absolutely fantastic. So, follow along. Essentially, what I'm doing is making a bolognese, and then I'm going to turn that into a lasagna. So, you're going to need carrot, celery, onions, and you just want to chop them up really quite small. And then in a pan, we're going to fry the mince. I only use beef mince for my bolognese and my lasagna. I don't like the taste of pork mince. I don't really like the taste of a lot of like pork in general, to be honest with you. Want to brown the beef. Some people like to have quite a bit of color on it. I don't think it really matters in this case, to be honest with you. And then you're going to remove the beef mince and then add your veggies in and cook them until fragrant. Get a bit of salt in there. And then we're going to add the beef back in, mix it all together, get a bit of red wine. I use Chianti. As you can tell, I'm a massive wine drinker, not. Then we're going to get 2 cans of crushed tomatoes in there. The higher quality, the better. And then you want to use some beef stock. Bring that all together and let it cook for a little while. You can then add your dried herbs in. It's not too much of a problem when you add the dried herbs, but for the fresh herbs, you want to add them later in the cooking process. In the last 15 minutes, you want to add a little bit of dark chocolate, 70% cacao or more. As it's lasagna, we're going to need to make a bechamel sauce. So this is simply cooking melted butter and flour together and then adding milk. The trick here is you want to add warm milk, not cold. The reason for this is when things are at a similar temperature and you're combining them, it's much easier for them to combine together. If it's cold, it's going to take a lot longer for this sauce to come together. I turned this into a little bit more of a Mornay sauce, so I added cheese into this so I could put it between the layers because I really like the taste of this. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it tastes fantastic. And then you want to construct your lasagna. It's going to be meat followed by bechamel and then a little bit of grated parmesan. Then you can put your lasagna sheets, repeat this process. I would say maximum 3 or 4 times. You don't want the lasagna to be too thick. I find that the texture changes quite a bit if you do that. So 3 or 4 layers is perfect. I will start the cooking off with foil on for about 35 minutes and then take the foil off and let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. And it should end up looking like this. This is with no mozzarella on top. This is just the bechamel on top that we made. And I've got to say, this is probably the best lasagna I've ever made. I'm a big sucker for M&S lasagna, and this was better than that.